Hello everyone, welcome to GametechUK and my gaming news series. This is where I like to talk about everything in the world of gaming and keep you as up to date as possible. So let's get on with today's video. It's going to be a big year this year for the franchise of The Last of Us series. We're getting a remake of the original game that apparently is very close to completion, so we may even see it this year. So that got me thinking, do I think we actually need a remake of the original game? If you look at the original game as almost like an example of video game art, it came from the PlayStation 3 generation and it was the top of the tree at the end of that generation. It still holds up today, and of course we've had the remasters for the PlayStation 4, but as a product, as a snapshot of video game history, there is a part of me that thinks it's best left alone. I suppose it could be a little bit jarring. Say you were a new customer and you wanted to play through the entire franchise, and of course you may have seen a trailer of The Last of Us 2, but of course you've got to start with The Last of Us essentially being the updated PlayStation 3 game. It could be a little bit jarring to start with that, knowing what you're going to move on to. I suppose it would be great to play through the entire franchise on the quality of The Last of Us 2. I can't see them for 1 second changing the story in any way, but what they can change or what they can add could be extra scenes, backstories, flashbacks that we play, and of course they could improve the combat system to make it as good as it was in The Last of Us 2. Of course, it goes without saying that graphically it would be updated to the quality of what we have at the moment, maybe with some ray tracing in there. So that would be lovely as a product to have that. And with the tradition at the moment seems to be a remaster gets a free upgrade, but a remake is a new purchase. So it's probably going to be a new purchase, a charge attached to it. So that part of me thinks, well, does it need to be happening? Well, I suppose one way of thinking at it, if you want it, you buy it. If you don't, you stick with the original. One aspect we're missing of The Last of Us franchise is the multiplayer aspect of The Last of Us Part 2. The developers did say that we're going to have to wait for the multiplayer until the single player is finished. Well, that is now finished, so I suppose the team has been maybe split in half. Some are on the remake, some are doing the multiplayer aspect, so hopefully we might see that this year. The reason we might see it this year is that there's another rumour for a director's cut of The Last of Us Part 2. Now this could include graphical upgrades, it could be including more story, more backstory. There's still quite that gap between The Last of Us 1 and 2, although most of it was dealt with. There's still aspects they could include in that director's cut. And of course the multiplayer could be included in that as well. There are also rumours that the multiplayer side of The Last of Us Part 2 is going to be absolutely free of charge. So that would be fantastic to get everyone involved. Hopefully it's not full of microtransactions, but it will be great to get that multiplayer aspect of The Last of Us Part 2. Then of course we have the HBO series for The Last of Us starting this year. And like I said at the beginning of the video, this is pretty much a huge year for the franchise of The Last of Us. And this could move into The Last of Us Part 3. Understandably, the developers are very tight-lipped about what's happening with The Last of Us 3, although they have said they have penned together some kind of story. So it's great to know that all of this is leading into the third instalment. Having completed both games, I must say what a fantastic series it is, and how great to go through the entire story. It's so all-encompassing and engrossing that you really do get invested in those characters. And for people that didn't pick up The Last of Us 2 because of all the hate on the internet for a certain way that the story went, if the re-release comes with the director's cut, it may be great for people to look at it with fresh eyes and then obviously go back to maybe the remake as well and just enjoy the franchise for what it is, a fantastic storytelling all within the realms of gaming. But that's just my opinion. I would love to know in the comments section below, what do you think of a remake? Would you buy and play the remake, or do you think it's best left exactly as it is? Do you think we need a director's cut of Part 2? And are you looking forward to the HBO series? I would love to know in the comments section below. That is it, everyone. Have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one.